The knock came at midnight. 3 soft taps. Measured, almost rehearsed. I didn't answer. From the upstairs window, I saw them. 2 women in long coats, identical silhouettes in the dim porch light. Heads lowered, hands trembling beneath sleeves. 16 years, and tonight they stood there like strangers trying to remember the shape of a home. One of them looked up. Our eyes met. Hers flooded. Mine didn't. She mouthed something I couldn't hear, but I didn't need to. I already knew why they'd come. Because tonight, they'd finally learned the truth. The truth I buried behind birthday cakes and lullabies. Behind every night I stayed while others would have walked away. The truth I never wanted them to know, but made sure they would. Their father died wrapped around a tree with his mistress still gasping in the passenger seat. She didn't even bleed out before the headlines hit. High-profile attorney killed in crash. Leaves behind grieving wife and twin daughters. Grieving? I laughed when I read it. Silent, cold. They were 6. Too young to know what he was. Too soft to see the rot behind his smile. And I was too exhausted to explain why their bedtime stories stopped having heroes. So I stayed. I held them when they cried for a man who chose another woman's perfume over their morning giggles. I tucked them in while his mistress was lowered beside him in a cemetery I never stepped foot in. I gave them everything. My name, my inheritance, my damn life. And in return, they gave me blind trust. Until they didn't. It started subtle. A strange photo on their shared Instagram. A necklace I didn't recognize resting on Clara's collarbone. A cryptic caption. Truth always finds its way home. I asked nothing. I just watched. Watched their phone calls grow secretive. Watched them visit his mother's grave. The woman who told me I was just the legal wife. I stayed silent, but I started documenting. Emails, voicemails, receipts. Then I found the message. From a burner account, sent to one of the girls. Ask her who paid for your ballet school. Ask her what she took from him before he died. My blood didn't boil, it froze. Because I knew exactly what they were asking. 6 months before the crash, I found the will. He had rewritten it, cut me out completely, left everything, every cent, to the mistress and the twins. The twins? Not even biologically mine. And yet, I burned the will, buried it, erased the mistress from the financial records. Filed for full guardianship while their names still meant something. When the courts asked for proof of paternity, I gave them the truth. He was their father. But I made sure their mother stayed anonymous. Dead, like him. Erased. Last week, they confronted me. No rage, no drama. Just 2 girls, grown now, sitting across from me in the living room I mortgaged my soul for. Clara held out an envelope. Inside, DNA results, court records, a second copy of the original will. I met their eyes, didn't flinch. You knew, Ulysse said. A statement, not a question. Yes, I replied. Why? Clara whispered. I exhaled slowly. Because your father didn't leave you love. He left you silence. I gave you everything he never could. Elise's voice cracked. You stole. I saved, I said calmly. You wouldn't be here if I hadn't. The room fell still, their breaths sharp, uneven. But I remained motionless. They expected denial, tears, guilt. All they got was truth, undeniable, untouchable. Tonight they came back, not with lawyers, not with threats, just with something in their hands, a box. Inside, Old drawings, Mother's Day cards with my name on them, photos from school plays, letters I didn't know they kept. Clara's voice barely broke a whisper. We thought she was our mother. But you were the one who stayed. Elise added, you gave us your name. We want you to have it back. A document lay on top, legal, signed. They had filed to change their last names to mine. It wasn't forgiveness. It wasn't love. It was understanding, recognition, the sharpest kind of vindication. They saw the woman who raised them from ashes, not the ghost who birthed them and vanished with a liar. I didn't cry, didn't hug them. I nodded once, took the box, closed the door behind me. They didn't knock again. I walked to the fireplace, lit the will I'd hidden away, watched the paper curl into ash for the second time. He tried to erase me. She tried to replace me. But I wrote the ending. And when the flames died, I wasn't holding anger anymore, just quiet and control. 16 years ago, I chose not to leave. Tonight, they chose to stay. And for the first time in decades, I didn't feel like the woman left behind. I felt like the one they returned to, like the name I gave them was finally mine again.